You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of Moses and Green v. Lightle.
Thank you, Ron. Good day, everyone.
Good day.
Good morning.
Mr. Moses, you've summoned Ms. Lightle to court to prove that you fathered her 1-year-old daughter, Lamaya. And you say Ms. Lightle denies that you're the father because you want to fight for custody. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Lightle, you claim you want this paternity dispute to be over just like your relationship. And hope once the DNA results are revealed, you won't ever have to see Mr. Moses again.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Moses, the stakes are high today.
Yes, they are high, Your Honor.
Explain.
Because myself, I'm a great father. I would love to continue being a great father, but Miss Lightle here, she make that a bit difficult at times.
No.
She gets in her feelings, she gets mad at me. I'm not the father, or
because
it's a possibility.
He's a difficult person, Your Honor. He's very difficult. He doesn't know how to communicate, Your Honor.
When we on good terms, Your Honor, come get your daughter, Your Honor.
Okay, one at a time. I want to understand this. Sometimes she says you are the father.
Yeah, when we on good terms, it's a come get your daughter.
Legally, you are the father. That's why I say that.
Yes, I signed the birth certificate.
Legally,
yes,
you are.
Yes, this is my daughter. I signed the birth certificate.
Let me see that birth certificate. So wait a minute. Mr. Moses, you signed the birth certificate. You believe this is your baby?
Yes.
You Lameek, it's Lamaya.
Your Honor,
you all go together.
I named my child. She named after me.
You're on the birth certificate.
Yes.
Your Honor, I told him when I was 8 months pregnant that there was a possibility that he was not the father.
She say this all the time, Your Honor. And
I tell him after. No, it's not out of spite. This is because it's
I want to hear from her. Ms. Lightle, what did you tell him exactly?
I told him when I was 8 months pregnant, Your Honor, that there was a possibility that he could not be the father. He told me that he know he's the dad and he's gonna be there. He know he's the dad.
Before the baby was born?
Before the baby was born. So when
How did you know you were the dad before the baby was born?
That's what I want to know.
Dad. She lived with me at the time, Your Honor. She was dating her ex-boyfriend. They've been sexing for however long.
No.
Never got pregnant. As soon as she come dealing with me, she's pregnant. 2 months later. How is not my baby?
How do you know it's your baby if she's been dealing with this guy the whole time, even when she was with you?
No,
she wasn't.
I only dealt with him one time when I was with him, around the time that I got pregnant, Your Honor.
So you're saying around the window of conception, you slept with another man?
My ex, yes.
But you were also with Mr. Moses?
We weren't, yeah. We weren't official, but yeah.
Okay, but you were having sex.
Yes, but she lived with me, but we did our own thing. She kind of thing.
Explain to me, what is this relationship now? She lives with you, but she does her own thing. What is this?
I broke up with you because I caught you in the bed with a female.
I kicked you out.
You didn't kick me out. I left.
Okay.
I caught you in the bed with a female and I left. You didn't kick me out. How?
Yeah, I did that
How
on
you
purpose.
kicked me out when I was helping you pay your rent? How?
Hold on. Were you all in a committed relationship?
I was committed.
No, she just told you she slept with another man.
Before we were official.
She lived with me.
I wasn't living with you when I slept with him.
She's a...
No, so you all moved in together?
Yeah.
With no commitment?
When we moved in together, there was supposed to be a commitment. I slept with my ex before we made a commitment. We were like friends with benefits at first.
So how can you expect anybody to be committed?
You let me live with you. You said you wanted a commitment.
That's a beneficial fact.
So when you found out, Miss Lightle, when you found out you were pregnant, who did you tell?
I told him. He was with me when I found out.
When she was in labor, who you called?
I called you.
Me. Who signed the birth? Who stayed there all 3 days in the hospital?
You did.
Me.
But
who the baby came home with the first day she came home?
She came home with you, but still.
What part I'm not there for?
You know.
You know what I mean? My daughter look right there, the birth.
And Mr. Moses, I can see this makes you emotional when you talk about it, because you love this baby.
I do. That's my daughter. That's mine. Lamaya is mine. Until these results say otherwise, that's my daughter.
And you say you were led to believe she's yours. That's what you were told?
Yeah.
Oh, she's just beautiful.
Thank you.
That's my baby. Yeah, that's my baby.
Oh, she's so cute.
I would love for her to be my daughter.
Why do you think she's saying?
I feel she has a guilty conscience within her that she has to clear up more than with me. I know this is my child. You know what I mean? I believe it's my child. I feel like that's here. She has a different feeling inside her.
And when this emotion that you feel in this moment?
Betrayed.
Betrayed from who though?
You.
You're very disrespectful to me.
You're very disrespectful.
You've made my life a living hell.
You made my life a living hell. What?
Okay,
who
so let's
bothered
pray.
who more,
Let's
Brittany?
pray right now to the universe and that she's not your baby.
Who bothered who more? Who bothered who more?
You bother me,
Who petty?
Malik.
Don't call me no Malik. You know
Lamik, whatever. She's not your baby.
She does numerous things to me. You know what I mean? If I'm dealing with a female, she don't like that female, I can't get my daughter because I'm gonna be at that female house.
That's a lie.
It's obvious you all have hit messy mode.
Right.
It's just messy now.
Yeah.
But in terms of the paternity, you are saying definitively, Miss Lightle, you're not the father.
True. Like when she was first born, she looked like Lamik. She doesn't look like him no more. She looks like my ex.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell.
She looked like all my ex
Strangers
kids.
see me with Maya and they
She
be like,
like
she
all
look
my
just like you.
ex-kids.
That gotta be your child.
So, okay, I need to understand this. If she looks like your ex, you really believe she's your ex, and at 8 months old, you told Mr. Moses he may not be the father.
Why not before that?
Why is Mr. Moses in the hospital? Why is he there for the birth? Why does he sign the birth certificate? Why does the baby go home with him? Why does he have visitation and you're giving him visitation? Why?
Legally, he is the father. I told him that. Before I had the baby.
No, legally he does have a legal right to see the child
Yeah.
because he signed the birth certificate. So you're here to tell me that because he has that legal right, you're letting him see the child?
They have a bond.
Somehow I don't believe this is based on the law.
They have a bond, Your Honor. But he did step up and he was there. So
I just
let
feel
him
it's unfair for me.
be
Because like
there.
she said, I did step up. You know what I mean? For her to tell me as a man I'm not the father of my daughter, and I stepped up to be the father to my daughter.
I told you that before I had the baby, though. So you have to
Let
ask
him finish
Your
a
Honor.
sentence.
But she tells me this off and on. If you're gonna tell me something, you stick to it. You gotta stick to it. You know what I mean? Don't be on the fence. You know what I mean? Oh, we on good terms now. Come get your daughter. Come. You know what I mean? Oh, I don't like you now. No, can't get her. Stick to one side. Let me
I
know.
never told you couldn't come get
First
your
of
daughter.
all, it ain't even between us. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't like you.
Good.
But we got a little girl to grow up with. We got a little girl to raise.
No, we don't.
But that's the attitude.
I don't hate
I ain't gonna lie. I'm not a good boyfriend or whatever, but I'm a great father. I mean, I'm not a good boyfriend. I ain't gonna lie, but I'm a great father. For me to be just like belittled in any way for my daughter is disrespectful.
What's disrespectful is the things that you do, Mr. Moses.
What I do to you?
I asked him not. This girl
But
has
then
threatened me
she-
over Facebook, so I told him
She
do
started
not
trouble
bring my
with these
daughter
females.
over there.
Hold up, she started trouble with
She-
these
All
females.
right,
And he still bring my daughter
listen.
over.
Now we're again off the subject of paternity. See, you all are intent on airing out all your messiness in here. I'm concerned about Lamaya. I'm trying to figure out who's her biological father. She's 1 year now. And as far as we know now, she thinks Mr. Moses is her dad. Is that correct?
Yeah, she called me dad and everything. She knows I'm her dad.
That's the only dad she's ever known?
Yes, Your Honor.
So the stakes are high here because the truth is she will know if this man is now missing from her life. And now this baby is calling you dada and her mother is saying no, that's not.
That hurt.
I can only imagine what that feels like because it's still so new.
Right.
It's just a year.
Seemed like yesterday. My first.
And yeah, you're first.
My first.
I get it. But I also understand your position that if there's a question, better for us to know now.
Then later.
But I have to ask you, Miss Lightle, do you truly believe Mr. Moses is not her biological father? Or is your relationship just at such a negative point, volatile point, that you just don't want him to be?
I just don't want him to be the father, Your Honor. I just don't. I can't deal with this man for the rest of my life, for 18 years. I can't deal with him for another day. I don't even want to be with right here.
Stop.
No talking. Like I don't want him to be a father. I just can't do it anymore.
Do you really know who your child's father is?
I slept with both of them around the time I got pregnant, Your Honor.
Okay, so that means you don't. And look, this is why we're here. Just lay it on the line. So you don't know. And at 8 months, you told him that.
Yeah.
But then when he still decided to be there, did the other guy not really want to be there? Why did you let him? You kept saying, well, he stepped up.
The other guy, he stepped back because he stepped up. You know, he didn't know if it was his for sure, and he stepped up, so he took it back.
Oh, sometimes I get a light bulb.
The thing.
No, don't talk. Because I just need to process it because I finally got it. You don't know who the child's father is. The ex doesn't know for certain. You informed Mr. Moses that you didn't know for certain. But because of the confusion, the ex kind of dropped back, but Mr. Moses still came on up and stepped up to the plate.
Yeah.
So you allowed him to be there even though there was confusion and you didn't know.
Yes, Your Honor.
I get it now. Your ex, Mr. Green, is here. I'd like to hear from him. Ron, will you please escort Mr. Green in?
Yes, ma'am. Come on in. Who would go right up the stairs and have...
You look real cool coming down the courtroom, but you know you can't wear no sunglasses in my courtroom now. Thank you, sir. So let me make sure I have an understanding of this. She came and told you, I'm pregnant. Well, you all been dealing with each other. She says you're her ex. But once she told you that, she also admitted openly, point blank, that Mr. Moses also was a potential father. And then she added, but he's stepping up to the plate.
He stepped up to the plate, and I mean, you know, we had intercourse one time, and there's a possibility that she might be mine.
Miss Lightle, have you let Mr. Green into Lamaya's life at all?
I mean, Mr. Green is my friend. We hang out, and when I got the baby, he's around. You know, she's around him. She doesn't know him as daddy.
She doesn't?
No, but he's definitely been around her. You know, I don't really,
So how
I
you
never
don't
really
want
let them bond
me
because
to have my daughter around girls I mess with. Or I'm
I never
friends
really
with.
let them bond because he stepped up to the plate, but he's been around.
So, Mr. Green, when you're around Lamaya and you're with Miss Lightle, is something going on in the back of your mind every time you see her like, is this my child? Does she look like me?
Absolutely.
It does.
That's natural.
Ms. Lightle, you're saying you hope Mr. Green is Lamaya's father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Why?
We have a friendship. We have it's just a better environment for my daughter to be raised in because it's not poisonous like our relationship. You know, I don't want my daughter to see me arguing and fighting with her dad all her life.
So when you say, I don't want him to be the father, it really is based upon the nature of your relationship and the way in which you both interact.
Yes.
You just feel like it's toxic.
Yes,
When we good, we good. When we bad, we bad. She making it seem like it be all bad.
it is all bad.
No, she make it bad.
Well, it can't be all bad because you wouldn't have potentially been in this courtroom making this beautiful child. So there's no way it could have always been bad. And if it was always bad, you wouldn't have wanted him around you in the delivery room, definitely not on the birth certificate. You don't want to be bothered with nobody you don't want to be bothered with when you having a baby.
That's why I'm here.
So what I'm saying is, it wasn't always bad. All right, so we know what you're hoping for, Mr. Moses. Right. You're hoping Lamaya is your biological child.
Right.
I think it's time for the results. Ron?
You're on?
Thank you. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Moses Green v. Lightle, do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. Pertaining to whether Mr. Moses or Mr. Green is the father of 1-year-old Lamaya Moses. It has been determined by this court. The biological father is Mr. Green. You are the father. I'm sorry, Mr. Moses.
I'm okay. I'm just glad we know. You know what I mean? It's a bittersweet feeling for my end. You know, I would have loved to be the biological father of Lamaya, but now I don't gotta deal with that.
Right, now
You know, so, you know.
The feeling is mutual.
We sit here day after day and we see very different approaches from possible fathers. Some fathers say, I want hands off until I know the truth. And some men like you step up to the plate, even when there is uncertainty on the table. I commend you for that.
Thank you.
You know, and whatever this is between the two of you, put that aside so that Lamaya can get the closure and hopefully be able to have her biological father's name on her birth certificate. Mr. Green, when you look at your beautiful little girl, how do you feel?
I just feel like she mine. I feel blessed.
So that thought going on in the back of your head was real. Thank you again, Mr. Moses, for being such a stand-up guy for this little girl.
Oh.
And we have counseling and resources for you all. Wish you all the very best of luck.
Thank you.
Court is adjourned.